Hello folks, Harden here, back with another Eve Echoes video. This one is slightly different in that this is a video not focusing on DIY reflections, it's focusing again on PvE and particularly running 0.0 anomalies. So I just wanted to kind of talk through my current setup and tactics. So what you can see here, and I can't remember where I got the original inspiration for this from, and I do apologize if the sound's not clear. It's because I'm not doing this at home and I'm not using my normal mic, so I do apologize if it's not clear. But basically, the concept of the setup, it came from another video, and I'm not sure if it was Captain Benzi. I don't think it was. It might be Pika Forte. I'm not sure if that's how I pronounce his name. But anyway, let me just explain the concept of this and how this is working out for me. You can see the top slots there are large missiles. I'll click on those. You can see here the missile range is 121 kilometers. That's because I have got one missile guidance computer. So the low slots here all look like ballistic controls, but in fact one of them is a missile guidance computer, and that pushes up the optimal range from 105 kilometers up to, or the maximum range up from 105 kilometers to 121 kilometers. And the reason for that is if you warp in at 100, if you're at 105, you will find that some of the spawns will be out of range, or you'll find that some of the spawns will be very, very close. Well, particularly if you're going in at less than that. If your range is not so high, you really need to warp in at 80 or 90. But with the with the missile guidance computer, you can actually warp in at 100, and 99% of the time, all the NPC spawns will be in range. So I find it adds some flexibility. It also does improve certain stats such as the explosion velocity and explosion radius, which does mean that your large missiles will do a little bit more damage to those smaller targets. But quite honestly, that doesn't really make a dramatic difference. It's the actual range that is most convenient here. And what I have got in addition to that is I have got 5 ballistic controls purely for DPS. And what I can do is I can cycle these, and I cycle them 2 at a time. And with those 2 at a time, well, sorry, actually 1 at a time, because I don't have 6. It's 5. Sorry, it's 1, 2, 2. So I can cycle those and keep those running consecutively. And I will show you the DPS that those do. In terms of the cold DPS, you can see here this is doing 2,559 cold DPS. The mid slots is 2 target painters, which again help with killing off some of the smaller stuff that little bit faster. And the mid slot is a heavy newt, just in case someone does come in and try and tackle me. I also have a web for the same reason, or if some of the NPCs do actually get too close, which can happen if you're doing the large T10 Anoms. Sometimes some of the smaller inties can get in range depending on your kind of targeting priority. Now targeting is the other factor here that makes a big difference in terms of the time. When I started doing these, as you know, I've got 3 ships. I was focusing fire because I kind of instinctively had always focused fire, all 3 ships hitting the same target, the battleship, knock it down quickly, remove the DPS quickly, because again, until now, I've always been doing brawling. So I've been going up close, warping in at 0, and it's very important to get the DPS off the field quickly. So I was shooting the same target with all 3 ships. But what I found is that is extremely inefficient in terms of you then have to switch target to the next one. You have to wait for the whole thing to cycle, and you're losing seconds every time you switch target. And it means that when you add up, when you've got a medium or large spawn with like 10, 11, 12 NPCs, you're just wasting a lot of time switching targets. So what I have done, and you'll see this in a second, is I now have split my guns, or split my missiles, so that into 2 sets, one set of 4 and one set of 3. And I've done that on all 3 ships. And what I will do is I will go for a different target with each ship. So what that means is I'm applying damage consistently to all the NPCs, and I don't have to go through that kind of locking process anymore, at least a lot smaller locking process, because I can just, at 100 kilometers, you can just shoot, keep shooting, and you don't have to worry about any incoming damage. As you can see, there's no defensive mods on there at all. If you do get any incoming damage, then you can warp out usually and dock up, and your shields will regen. But normally, if you're warping at 100, you won't really get that much. And you can kind of, as I said, split your targets and destroy the each wave a lot faster that way. So you're not kind of having to constantly kill something, relock, wait for your missiles to fly 100 kilometers, which can take several seconds, but you're hitting them with smaller damage, but just a lot more consistently. Then finally, the other two low or mid slots are drones, which in this case I've gone for Valkyries. Again, this is not really optimal in terms of the PvE, but again, I'm at range, so I'm not really counting on my drones to do damage in the PvE side of stuff. The Valkyries are here really for defense if I do get some Inti or something, a PvP player coming in and trying to lock me down. I have recently, again, I think it was on the back of a B8KD video where he talked about which skills you should get to level 5 expert. And one of those skills, and I didn't realize just how effective it was, is drones expert level 5, which on this account, I haven't on the others, but on this account I have now finalized, and I have pushed it to 555. And as you can see here, what that means is that the Valkyries, which are already a fast drone, are now up to 4,500 meters a second, which means that an Inti who comes in and tries to tackle me has to be going super fast to avoid taking damage from those drones. I mean, they really have to be scooting around with their MWD on, and if they've got their MWD on, then the missiles, especially with the target painters, are more likely to be doing some damage, albeit not much. But taken together with the missiles, the drones, the heavy newt, this Raven, especially as it's with two other Ravens equipped the same way, becomes an extremely hard target for a tackler to hold until some support comes in. So that's why I've done that. It's not optimal for PvE. It's not optimal for clearing the Anom quickly, but it does work very well if you do get some kind of PvP tackler coming in and trying to hold you down while waiting for friends. Again, personally, I don't really hang around. This ship is not really set up for PvP, so basically I keep an eye on Alliance chat, I keep an eye on a local chat, and if I do see a threat, I will dock up rather than actually take the risk. But again, sometimes again, if you're watching Alliance channel, you will see that there's like individual like RBs, covops flying around, and really with this kind of fleet and the setup, I don't have to worry about those unless I see that's a report of a gang, 4 or 5 people. I can actually just quite happily rat away and not really need to worry about it. It's only if I see a report of a gang in the vicinity, maybe 4 or 5 jumps away, and then some lone Inti jumps in, that's when I need to worry about it. But normally I can just keep ratting, despite the fact that we are technically at war with GenFed. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly demonstrate how this setup works and how I play it. Again, be aware that I am running 3 accounts, so it's not the smoothest, and my camera angles are not the best. I am fiddling around, jumping between my Samsung tablet. In this case, because I'm not at home, I'm also using my phone, and I'm using not Nox in this case. I'm using the Mumu, which is the NetEase emulator on my PC. So I'm jumping between all 3 accounts, so it does mean that sometimes things don't appear to be happening. But anyway, I thought I'll just demonstrate how this works. I'm just going to undock all 3 accounts right now. So you can see how this works. Alright, so first things first, let's identify an anomaly. Mission. Okay, we'll go for a medium to start with. Let's just check nobody's in there. I'm not going to annoy anyone. Alright, fleet command, warp fleet, and I am going in, as I mentioned, at 100 kilometers. At this point, don't need to activate anything. I will change this to PvP, which is something I always do just in case. Active. Warp drive active. let's warp in and see how this goes. Again, I apologise if the sound is not so good on this. I'm not using a microphone, just using the standard mic that comes on the tablet. So here we go. Obviously the first wave is always a little bit lighter. And what I like to do, okay, so we've landed, just waiting so I can start looking at targets, which I do on all 3 accounts. So here my primary is actually going to be the rogue, which I'm going to hit there, and then I'm going to take the heron as well with my 3, and I'm going to put my target painters on the heron, because that's obviously a slightly smaller ship to hit. I'm just going to do the same on the next one. I'm going to go for the caracal, and I'm also going to hit the manticore, and again target painters will go on the manticore. And finally I will go with my other account, I will go for the naga, and I will also hit the heron, because sometimes they're a little bit tricky to hit. Okay, and let me just give you an idea now. I've got those 2 ballistics cycling right now. So this is the DPS going in, which is 3,941, and I can pretty much cycle that constantly. Well, as you can see there, I've actually put the target painters on the wrong target already. I had locked, normally I wait to put them on until I've locked everything. But you can see that heron is going down. There you go, and then it's automatically switching onto the manticore, which is fine. I will hit these again, so you see again the 2 ballistic controls on there. The DPS is 3,941. The last cycle is a little bit less because obviously one of those is not a ballistic control, one of them is a tracking computer. And then there you go with the 3 ships. The last one to stay alive is the rogue, but the other ships are now switching onto that, so their missiles will arrive shortly, and he's already pretty much dead, so don't have to wait too long before you get the next wave. Won't last too much longer. There we go. Alright, and here's the second wave. Okay, so this one, my primary is going to be the scorpion, which I'm going to hit with the 4. And then I'm going to go for a smaller target, which is the heron, and again the target painters will go on the heron, and I will actually activate my damage mods, and then my secondary ship will primary the naga, and its second set of missiles will attack the cormorant, and again put the target painters on the cormorant, and then finally my third ship will go for the caracal, and will also target the heron as well. And again, target points will go on the heron. Alright. Just keep an eye on everything. And I notice the manticore is not taking damage yet, so that will be when this one switches now, it should switch to the manticore. Okay, and I will put 2 more ballistics on there, and things are popping pretty quickly. There we go. So you can see from the moment you kind of lock up, the missiles do take a long time. So that's one of the disadvantages of missiles, and that's why I've kind of come up with this system, is that they do take a long time to kind of start dealing damage. Once they start dealing damage, they're excellent. You just have to wait a little bit of time, which is kind of inefficient when you're ratting. Okay, so we're on the 3rd wave now already. Again, I am going to now shoot the scorpion with my 4 missiles, and then I'm going to take one of the smaller targets, which is the heron. There we go, and again I will put on my couple of damage mods, and the heron is now able to target paint. My second ship is going to shoot the naga, and then we'll go for a corax, and again target paint the corax. And finally my 3rd ship will go for the blackbird as the primary, and we'll also hit the manticore, and again target paint the manticore. So this is not AFKing for sure. I do have to pay it for this to work effectively and efficiently. I do have to pay attention to what I'm shooting, and I have to see what's not being hit, so I can make sure I go for those on the next round. So I can see here there's a heron that obviously was a bit more than I could target. Let's move that over here. And again, let's put on a couple of damage mods there. That heron should go down quite quickly. So the scorpion obviously has got a bit more tank, but as you can see, I can just kind of slowly wear that down while I'm killing all the other stuff. And then everything dies at around the same time. I don't have to suddenly start locking again, waiting. So it's pretty efficient. Okay, there we go. So we're on to wave 4 now. So I'm getting a little bit larger. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go for the scorpion first with 4, and then again I will take oh sorry, it's gone for a rook, okay. I will take one of the smaller targets, that condor. Again, target paint is on there, damage applied on there. I'm going to go for a scorpion as my primary in my next account, and again hit something smaller, which is going to be, well, a Corax. And then my final count, I will take the Drake as primary, and I will take a Moa as secondary, and again, target paint's on. And as you can see, absolutely 0 damage coming in. The Condor is getting close, but again, the Condor is not going to do too much damage here. And what I'm going to do next is I'm going to allocate that rogue as the next target. And then also allocate the scorpion. And again, apply damage. Said keep an eye. We do actually have 2 newts in local. Be interesting to see if they want to come in and mess with this fleet. Let's see. Okay, I'm going to split these 2 guns. I've got a blackbird there not taking damage. I'll turn that off and stick that onto the blackbird. Again, save a little bit of time. One of the newts is left already. I don't think the last one's going to come in here. Go for the scorpion after these other 2 go down. So this is a great way to kind of grind for the Concord Pass, which is what I'm doing at the moment. I've been doing a lot of the DIR reflections, but not earning any money at all. So I need to kind of restock my ISK a little bit. I'm very poor. I really want to get a nightmare now. After watching how they kick my ass in DIR reflections all the time, I think a nightmare accompanied with 2 scorpions would be pretty solid team. Sorry, accompanied with 2 ravens, I mean, would be a pretty solid team. Okay, we're on the final wave now. I'm going to go for this rogue as primary, and then I take the Corax, which is closer there, and again target painters on the Corax and put on my damage. This one is going to go for a Ferox, and also a Condor again there. And this next one will go for a Scorpion and a Manticore. So yeah, splitting a fire really does make these things go a lot quicker. So still got that nuke there, unless it's a bug here. Let's have a check. No, it's still here. And again, slam on the extra damage, as you can see. Nearly 4,000 there, 3,900. I'm going to hit the rogue. And on this account, I will go for the score. So because I'm not like fully prioritizing the small stuff, some of them can sneak in quite close. But again, the damage output is kind of pretty minimal, so you can probably do like 5 or 6 mediums before you actually get to a point where you might even think about having to dock up. Okay, let's split that one. And again, let's put damage on there. Okay, let's split this because I'm not shooting the other one. Same again. Okay, so somehow I've managed to miss that Corax, so you can see now that Corax is going to be annoying because I didn't target with any of my ships. One of them's got all the missiles on there now. And again, let's put damage on. And the rogue will die fairly soon with 3 ravens shooting at him. It won't last long. So as you can see, there's more than enough time to cycle your ballistics a couple at a time. Okay, and let's again split my fire here. I'll put the 3 on there with the damage with the target painter because it's a smaller target. Got 4 on there, 4 on there, 3 on there. I hope I've actually covered all the targets here. They should all be taking some damage. And again, let's just click on the damage. There we go. So as you can see, I've had no shield damage on any of my ships. Going at 100 really makes this quite easy. Obviously, not collecting the loot, that's kind of annoying because especially my corp does a buyback, so I could be making a bunch of extra money if I was collecting that. Again, if I was really enthusiastic, I'd create another org just to collect stuff and sell that because you can actually make quite a lot of extra cash. And then that last industrial ship will go down. So there you go. As you can see there, a medium T10 anomaly with plenty of battleships, just completely flattened in a matter of, I don't know how long that video, well the video is, let's see, the video is 24 minutes, but I definitely was talking for about 10 minutes at the start of that, so probably about 15 minutes to flatten that. So anyway, I'm going to save this now. I hope this makes is interesting for you who've been maybe following me now because of the PvP DIR stuff. But basically, this is how I'm making my my ISK currently. So thank you for watching. Please do like and subscribe if you like this content, and if I do change my fits and update it, then I will kind of let you guys know. Take care. Thank you. Bye.